Hello, my name's Elise Lonsdale and once again we're back in the Manawatu, Lower North Island, New Zealand. It's the 17th of January 2016 and today we're going to go for a walk along the Manawatu River and into Palmerston North's Esplanade. This is a video that complements two other videos that I've made, the first being in July last year, 2015, whereupon it was winter time in the Southern Hemisphere and there were a lot of shadows. Quite a lot of greenery, but quite a lot of shadows. On that occasion, I was using the Panasonic Travel Zoom 30, TZ30. That was prior to my owning this particular iPhone, which is an iPhone 6s Plus, the current model at this time. 3 weeks ago, whilst back in Melbourne, my home state of Victoria, Melbourne, eastern suburbs, Glen Waverley, I did a similar video to this walking through an area known as Norton's Reserve or Norton's Park in Glen Waverley where I was staying. That was only about 10 minutes walk from where I was staying at Christmas time. In that video we did a lot of testing of the camera's stabilisation, and today we're going to do the same, also using at times a tripod. So please enjoy my walk through along the river walk and into Palmerston North's Esplanade on January the 17th, 2016. Conditions are very calm today. I've not seen the river as smooth as this for some time. It's a beautiful 27 degrees here in Palmerston North. I'm standing on this little sort of jetty or set of steps overlooking the river as I do this pan around from right to left. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the pathway that runs alongside the river. I'm testing the image stabilisation out. I've still got the tripod mount on. It's still a little bit wary of it. Anyway, this, as long as I can hold the camera steady, because I'm always nervous about dropping the iPhone, so I would prefer to have it back in its proper folder. Here come some cyclists. This is a path that took quite a bit of battering from the floods we had about 7 months ago. The whole of this area was underwater, completely underwater. This is where we come to the end of the gravel or dirt track part of the river walk and are about to head in towards the Esplanade. I'm just enjoying the birds, how different they sound from back home in Australia. To me, New Zealand is a lovely place and is quite different from back home, and it's good to explore both places and show the good of both places. So let's head along now the part of the river walk that's on the bitumen track and head in towards the Esplanade. As I was that day in Glen Waverley, walking along holding the iPhone in this folder of mine where I get a really good grip, so I'm less likely to drop it. However, I do have a tripod sort of crutched under my arm. That's an interesting shot. Up towards the middle of the shot there's a picture of the mountain. Listen to those beautiful birds. We've entered the Esplanade, but from a different point where I normally would, because there are some works along there. They're obviously fixing the pathways up. The trail bike riders have knocked down the petition, so if they fall in a pothole because the council's digging it up, then that's their problem. I'm not prepared to do that, and neither are some other walkers I encountered, so I've entered the Esplanade from a slightly different path than I would normally use, which means it's cut short the river walk a bit. I was hoping to film the windmills on the mountains, However, I'm not sure that we can get there. So we'll walk through here. Now this camera has very different colour reproduction from the Panasonic one I normally use, and you'll probably notice the green a bit different, so it won't be as brilliant as it would have been had I brought out the Panasonic. But nonetheless, this test is for the iPhone 6s Plus. It's colour saturation, it's the way it adapts to different lighting conditions, and of course the image stabilisation. Also it's pretty good audio too, I noticed on the videos I've been looking at that I brought back from Melbourne, from home. And people like my non-visual friends will hopefully enjoy the sound effects with a bit of luck. Well, let's walk through these leaves and see how they look on the reproduction. So we're above the river, parallel to where I would normally walk. Well, the signs that said that they're doing roadworks down there and sort of closing off the track doesn't seem to have affected the trail bike riders. You can also hear the river flowing quite more rapidly up at this end. It was quite still when we started down towards Awapuni, and up towards the Fitzherbert Bridge you can certainly hear the river flowing a lot faster. We're not too far from the children's playground, and it's a miniature railway. When I just asked Siri now what location we were in, it just simply came up and said, "You're in West End." There we go. Here's the little miniature railway. A little bit squeaky today. We found the children's playground. Everyone's having a great time here. Beautiful blue skies in the Esplanade, the trains in the distance. And I'm sure if I looked hard enough I'd find the flying fox with kids on it too. So that ends the Esplanade part of our trip to Palmerston North on January the 17th, 2016. I'm Elise Lonsdale, and I hope you've enjoyed watching my little video. Thank you.